At news stories making headlines from across the globe, but of course, we always begin here at home. As the National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, has called on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom, Wike, to immediately resign and face his quote-unquote obsession with the politics of Rivers State. Bashiru was reacting to a reported tirade against him by the FCT minister following his position that all members of the party must accord any sitting governor his due respect and that governors remain the leaders of the party in their states. The APC secretary said it is shocking that this should elicit the response from the FCT minister. He described as a cheap blackmail Wike's reference to a certain 600 billion naira largesse in River State for which he, Bashiru, and other APC leaders are allegedly scrambling. Bashiru said Wike is not a member of the APC and so lacks the locus to dabble into the affairs of the party. He asserted that his position on the affairs of River State cannot be an undue interference in the affairs of River State. However, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has warned the APC National Secretary, that's Senator Ajibola Bashiru, to stay out of River State politics, saying the state is a no-go area for political interference. Speaking during his thank you visit to Oyibo LGA, Wike cautioned that Rivers' support for President Bola Tinubu should not be taken for granted, warning that anyone who meddles in the state's affairs should be ready to face the consequences.
Let me warn those who come to River State because you have heard about 600 billion. You come here, you collect, and you open your mouth, you talk anyhow. I want to say it. You know, when you abuse something for the interest of everybody, some people will come out to make sure those things don't work. I say it here, Victor, tell the brother, I want to say it here. Take this message. Tell your national secretary, leave River State alone. Leave River State alone. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Kapenta, the Don't take our support from Mr. President for granted. You have to be careful the statement you make. You have to be careful. Today, you are enjoying in Osun. You don't know those who did the work. You open your mouth to talk about River State. Anything you see, take it. Anything you see, what? Agreement is agreement.
But I also quickly want to add another story that hurts my heart. And it's based on the reporting by Daily Trust about what happened in Niger yesterday. You've not heard the end of it. The president did say, let's go after those that perpetrated that heinous act, what happened in Niger. Stories are beginning to emerge that the death toll was not even 30, it was more than 30. Some are saying 45, some are saying 60. But the shocking thing for me that hurts me the most is the fact that the kids that were just rescued from Papiri in Niger State, some of them were reabducted in that kidnapping. Because it was not only killings that happened, the terrorists also abducted people in Niger. So just imagine the trauma of a kid that had just faced the trauma of being in the bush, abducted. Now that kid been reabducted in the space of a month and a half. 2 times. Insecurity struck. They went through the ordeal of negotiating their release. Now, the newspaper Daily Trust claimed they've been reabducted. This is our country for you. This is the sad reality. I don't want to go the phrase, oh, Nigerian happened, but it happens. When we say Nigeria happens, it's because they are in Nigeria and there's a level of insecurity. When good things also happen, we can also say Nigeria happened, and no biggies about that. But that's the sad reality of the insecurity we are fighting. And that's why it's not just President Tinubu saying, go fight them away in France, while he's in France. It's about him doing something about this insecurity. It's lasted for too long. As regards Wike, I see the reason for his reaction. Give it to President Tinubu. That man is a master strategist. Like I was saying the other day when Mr. Tonya Cole was here, I said the reason why when Minister Wike wanted to impeach Fubara, President Tinubu intervened and probably gave him a leeway was so that he will have options. And his options have come up. So now, Fubara has joined the APC. The APC top apparatchik have closed rank with him. You can see the chairman of the party saying the other day that he's our man. Then Bolaji Bashir is saying, Wike, you're not even a member of the APC. And you see, that's why politicians should be careful. When Wike was going at people in his own party, did he forget that at some point in the APC, they would tell him you're not a member of the APC? Because Fubara has joined the APC. And President Tinubu has played him out in the game. Guess what? Unknowingly, after he got the Supreme Court ruling that they did the local government elections again last year, he went to put most of the local government chairmen as APC members. He ensured they got in. The State House of Assembly defected to APC. The governor, APC. Wike, PDP. It's so easy to scheme him out. And that's why the likes of Ajibola Bashir can challenge him and say, you are not in the party, you don't have a right to tell us what you will do in the party. Yes, Wike can say, oh, you can't tell me that. Don't put your mouth in reverse politics. Say all sorts. But President Tinubu has strategically schemed it out. That's why they call him the Jagaban. I don't agree with President Tinubu on many things, but on this, he has shown he's the political Jagaban. He has schemed him out. So Wike can go ahead with his local government home. But what Wike forgets is, yes, you will say the local government chairmen they are loyal to you, right? But they are in the APC. Most of them, I think save for one or two that PDP won. Majority of them are in the APC. So it's been schemed out. President Tinubu can choose to work with Fubara. And that's why Bashir said that he could resign. So the question is, will Wike now want to fight back and go against the grain and fight the federal might? As saying he wants to get a candidate to challenge Fubara. It might be a game up for him. This might be the beginning of the end of these fights. On this, like they say on the streets, President Tinubu 200, Wike 0.
Now quickly to Rivers State. Now, Nyesom Wike plays politics for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When he was speaking at Uyibu local government area yesterday, in the course of what he calls visit to Rivers State, he told the people, while concluding, that he was there to support, to campaign for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But while he's playing politics for President Tinubu, it is obvious that some members of the APC, the leadership of the APC, are not happy with his kind of politics. Now, the reasons are not far to seek. You know, perhaps his style, perhaps his almost deliberate alienation of many constituencies that could also have been very useful to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in 1 week, in less than 1 week, the chairman of the APC, Yitwada Nentawe, has had to remind Nyesom Wike that he's not the leader of any party in Rivers State. That is the governor of the state, Sim Fubara, who is now known as 001. That is the leader of the APC in Rivers State, and that is not answerable to people who are outside the party. Nentawe even rubbed it in and said, as far as they are concerned, Wike is a member of the PDP. Now, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, who is the national secretary of the party, also more or less rubbed it in and said the man that they recognize in the APC is Sim Fubara. And now Bashiru went a step further and said if Wike is more concerned about politics in Rivers, he should resign his appointment at the federal level and go and face Rivers politics. So it's a kind of rejection by some of the principal members
of the APC itself. So while he may be on good terms with President Tinubu, some people clearly oppose him, even within the APC that he says is helping. And this will have implications for, politics in Rivers State particularly. But Wike says he's the one in charge of Rivers, that Rivers is a no-go area, that Bashiru will burn his hands, that in fact he should go and ask from people who tried to intervene in Rivers before and what happened to them. More or less making himself, in a grandiloquent manner, the emperor of Rivers State, to a position to which nobody has either appointed him or anointed him. But, politicians also learn their lessons. It may well happen that the same President Tinubu that he says he will report Bashiru to and the Minister of Blue Economy may have their own ideas in terms of the utility value of Wike himself, either as a politician or as somebody campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I've made this point before, so I repeat it again.